It is New York Mets spring training baseball. The game is on. The Nationals are playing against the Mets today. It is going to be Brandon Sproat pitching for the Mets. This is his first start this spring training. We are coming to you live, vertical and horizontal, whatever way suits you best today, on MetropoliFins. We are YouTube's smallest New York Mets and Miami Dolphins channel. And so we're super excited. We've got a packed lineup today. It's maybe not the full opening day roster, but it's a lot. Let me run this down for you. I mean, it is the top five. It very well could be our top five going into the season. So we're going to run all this down. We're going to get everybody in. We're going to be talking Mets baseball. We'll give you updates on the game, play-by-play, all sorts of things. So today for the Mets pitching, Brandon Sproat, Justin Hageman, Jose Buto, and Huascar Brazoban. Those are the four pitchers that the Mets plan on using today. Now, of course, that things can always change if they need more, but those are the four who they're going to guarantee get some work in. So good afternoon to all of you. The game is just about ready to begin. It's going to start here in about 2 minutes. Here is the New York Mets. Here, we're going to share this actually. If you're on horizontal, you'll get to see this. We'll share this with you here, so you can see it. All right, there you go. That is the New York Mets lineup. For those of you who can't see it right now, it's Lindor leading off, batting shorts. Lindor playing shortstop, leading off. Juan Soto batting right, hitting second. Alonso is third at first base. Brandon Nimmo makes his very first start of the spring today. So very excited. If you're a Nimmo fan like I am, he's going to be playing left field, batting fourth. Vientos is batting fifth, playing third. Luis Torrens catching, and he is batting, where has he been? 3, 4, 5, 6th. Tyron Taylor, center field, batting seventh. And then we've got Jared Young is batting eighth and is the DH for today, and Luis Angel Acuna playing second base and batting ninth. So that is the rundown of who we have. So super excited to have you here with us today. We're going to be giving you live play-by-play of this entire game. Lots of other channels give you reactions after the game. We give you real-time reactions within the game. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to actually show you the game. That would be illegal and get the channel taken down quickly, but we can talk about it. That way, if you are out riding around, you're not able to watch the game, we can be here for you. We'll try to give especially good updates, especially the first half of the game, and then as the game slows down, we'll talk about whatever. But we can also talk about whatever you want to talk about here as we go. So the game is just about ready to begin, and so we'll get you going with all the balls and strikes. The Mets are the home team today. Nationals are batting first. This is the National starting lineup. James Wood, Ahmed Rosario, Jose Tena, Keibert Ruiz. A couple of these guys, I don't know their first names, but you got Alex Call, followed by Robert Hassel III, Juan Yepez, and then followed there by Andrew Pinckney. And last but not least, we got Nasim Nunez. All right, Sproat comes out. Strike one and gets out right away. So we're going to be giving you live updates of the New York Mets versus Washington Nationals. So feel free to chime in, say hi. If you are a Mets fan, that's great. If you're a fan of another team, that's fine. Let us know who it all is. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. We got strike two is the call. This is Brandon Sproat, one of the Mets' top pitching prospects, probably the top pitching prospect of the New York Mets. All right. And I see that this stream there got a foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes that we have going on the count. And so Brandon Sproat is pitching for the Mets today. The Nationals are up. We're ready to celebrate. We're ready to dance around. I know it's an inconsequential spring training game. I get it. It doesn't mean anything. But it does mean something to these players. And honestly, if you're a baseball star like me, it means something to me. I'm excited to not be just talking about what things the Mets might do, and instead spend time talking about the things the Mets are actually doing on the field. 1-2 count. just outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So last year, Sproat made it up to AAA at the end of the season. He went 1-2 with a 7.53 ERA at the very end of the season. Of course, that's when arms are tired. We got a ground ball to Acuna at second. He tosses it over to Pete at first, and we have 1 up and 1 down. So we appreciate everybody doing this stream just to hang out with you, talk some baseball, talk some New York Mets. Again, if you're not able to just watch the game where you're at, then we're kind of here for it. So we're going to just be kind of talking everything, and you guys can kind of chat about whatever else that you guys want to chat about as well. Hope everybody is doing well. All right, we got a grounder right to the shortstop. Lindor fields it, throws to first. That is Ahmed Rosario, the former Met. Immortal, how's it going? Hope you are doing well today. Hold on, yeah, so appreciate you guys. All right, here we go. There's 7 pitches in. Sproat pitches. This is Tanya up for the Nationals. Just outside a little bit. It's going to be ball 1 on the count. Jose Tanya, he played with the Guardians and the Nationals last year, hit .267 with 3 home runs and 15 RBIs. Got another ground ball to Acuna at second, throws it out, and we got a 1-2-3 inning for Brandon Sproat. Could not ask for anything better for the start of that. All right, so we'll bring this up here really quick while we're on commercial break. For those of you who are watching on the horizontal, you're going to get the better viewing experience on the horizontal. We're watching Washington Nationals at New York Mets. So if you're a baseball fan, you want live updates, we can't watch the game right now. This is your opportunity to run through the Mets lineup as the Mets are coming up. Lindor, Soto, Alonso, Nimmo, Vientos, Torrens, Tyron Taylor, Young, and Acuna. So that is the Mets starting lineup for today. And so we're going to try to keep that going with you, keep you guys updated with everything that is going on in the game today. Appreciate you. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. We just crossed the 100. Just crossed the 100 subscriber mark, and we're on our way towards 150. So we're super excited about that. I'm just trying to figure out how to get everything set up so I can see everything I need to see. Just a lot of moving parts and pieces, but welcome everybody. Hope you are doing awesome today. So Brandon Sproat is pitching for the Mets. He's the Mets' top pitching prospect. He went 1-2-3 in the top of the first inning. We'll also keep you updated on some of the other scores around the league as we go throughout the day too. Again, none of these games matter anything in terms of standings or anything like that, but it does matter a lot for players who are battling for positions, who are trying to get, find a spot on the team or move up from AA to AAA. So there's a lot of guys that are going to be fighting for spaces here. Shinosuke Ogasawara. I don't know if I said that right. I'm going with the absolute best I can on that. He pitched in Japan last season. He is coming over this year, pitching with the Nationals. He'll be their starting pitcher today. So leading off for the Mets will be Mr. Francisco Lindor. First pitch is a ball, so it's 1-0 on Lindor. Remember, Lindor was the runner-up to the National League MVP last year. Oh, he belts it. Nice single out to left field. Line drive that drops in. Nice solid contact. 2 pitches in, and the Mets are already cooking. Mets have Francisco Lindor on first base. Brandon Sproat went 1-2-3 in the top of the first against the very top of the lineup. I think this is absolutely, that's such a confidence builder for him. Regardless how the rest of the outing goes, hopefully, of course, he continues to do well this game. But even if he struggles a little bit, to be able to say you went 1-2-3 against the top of any lineup in the majors, even if it maybe isn't all the top ones. All right, Juan Soto is up. First pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Soto's smiling. I don't know if he actually thought that was a strike or not, but he was thinking about challenging it, but he won't do it yet. That one is going to be outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Juan Soto is up. Francisco Lindor is on first. No, you're not dreaming. This is really happening, Mets fans. Juan Soto is really a New York Met. I know we've seen that, but it still is like strange to me to see. Yep, he's actually here in a New York Mets uniform. Woo! He dropped a nice breaking ball in there. Swing and a miss. How fast is that? Yeah, he was so far out in front of it. I'm gonna rewatch that just to see what the speed was, because they actually do have the radar gun run. He pulled the string on that so much. It's worth watching again. 69-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch. All right, 1-2 count here to Soto. He drives it, but ooh, nice sliding catch made in the outfield. Sounded like it was going to go further than it actually did once it got going. So Soto is retired. There's been so much good defense played against the Mets this spring training. It's been crazy. All right, Pete Alonso is up at the plate. First pitch is a strike right down the middle. 0-1. Francisco Lindor is on first right now. Brandon Sproat went 1-2-3 in the top of the first against the Nationals, so had a really good start. We've got a ball low down in the dirt. How's it going, Savage Batman? Another curveball. That one's high. It's the same type of pitch that got Soto previously. 2 balls and 1 strike on Pete Alonso. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to MetropoliFins. We are covering the New York Mets versus Washington Nationals. Oh, grounded to short, and he totally dropped the ball. Everybody is going to be safe. The Mets have runners on first and second with 1 out. He was rushing the play. He could have just fielded and gotten Pete out at first. You just got to take the easy out there at first base. How's it going, Plain Sharks? How are you doing? So, Mets have 2 runners on in the bottom of the first. Brandon Nimmo! This is his first at-bat of the spring, so it's good to see. Good to see as he's healing up from his foot injury. Brandon Nimmo's definitely one of my favorite New York Mets. First pitch was a called strike. Second pitch is just a little bit low on the ball. It's 1-1 on Brandon Nimmo. That is good to hear. Nimmo looking, he's bearded now. Brandon Nimmo's bearded. Definitely doesn't look like a baby anymore. Got a ball outside. 2 balls and 1 strike to Brandon Nimmo. And 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike. Is Nimmo going to work a walk right here? Too wavy. I think the Mets are going to win this game. I don't think the Nationals have their full squad. And it is a walk for Brandon Nimmo. Ball 4 outside. Yeah, the Mets have looked pretty good. Obviously, you're not going to win every game in spring training because you got like minor leaguers and subs playing. But when the starters have played, the Mets have looked good this spring. Brett Beatty especially is battling for a spot. All right, bases are loaded, and Mark Vientos is up. First pitch is a call, strike one. Too wavy. Appreciate it. We're not monetized. Otherwise, I would say you could do it on a super chat. But we're working our way there, and you guys are helping me. Thank you guys for providing the watch hours and hanging out. We're going to try to do this a whole lot more once the regular season begins. As much as possible. It won't be possible all the time, but as much as possible. Ooh. Swing and a miss for Vientos. No balls and 2 strikes. All right. Well, I'm not here for gambling advice, that's for sure. So I'm just on what I'm seeing this game. We'll see, because the problem with spring training games, it doesn't matter how good a start you get out to. It's who's going to come in later in the game. All right. 1 ball and 2 strike to Vientos. Bases loaded. Foul ball. Yeah, so there was like a pitching clock violation on so that's how we got a ball. It wasn't called. I saw what they were doing. I was very confused. They just clarified. All right, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So we'll see what's happening here. And low and inside, that's ball 3. Full count. Full count. Bases loaded. 1 out. Mark Vientos is at the plate. Ooh. Swing and a miss. Got him swinging. So we got 2 down here. I'm trying to follow like along on the MLB, and MLB is like completely off. I have no idea what's going on there. They got like completely off. Like they got. Here we go. Terren singles it into right field. That's going to score 1. That's going to score 2. Luis Terrens comes up, hits a 2 RBI single. Scoring both Lindor and Alonso. Mets are up 2-0. It was actually a really good throw in. Not like perfectly on line, but it was a good throw in. Let's go, Mets! Mets are now up 2-0 on the Nationals. If you're following along on MLB Game Day, that's been like really lagging here. All right, and Tyron Taylor is up now. So runners are on first and third. Terren's on first. Brandon Nimmo on third. We got a ball outside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Tyron Taylor here. There's still just 1 out here in the bottom of the first. The Mets already have 2 runs in. Too wavy. You'll get used to Savage Batman. He likes saying all sorts of crazy stuff. Got a fly ball. Looks like it's going to be a foul ball and caught. And it is. All right. That will end the inning 2-0. There's something. Yeah, something's all messed up here or whatever, but single Soto flight out, fielding error, Nimmo walk. Anyway, it is 2-0 Mets at the end of the first inning. Brandon Sproat, the Mets' top pitching prospect, will be coming back out to pitch the top of the second to the Nationals. He went 1-2-3 in the top of the first. Yeah, if you're following on MLB Game Day, it is completely off. Like, it has Jared Young just popped out. And that's obviously not what happened because he hasn't even come to the plate yet. Well, I wish you well. I'm not a betting man, but I wish you well too, Wavy. And as a Mets fan, of course, cheering for the Mets to win it as well. All right. Well, yeah, I mean, after that inning, that should only help. So we are MetropoliFins. We are YouTube's smallest New York Mets and Miami Dolphins channel, talking all things baseball today. Anything that you guys want to talk about, we've got that. We also cover some football from a Miami Dolphins fan perspective. So please hit that like, hit that subscribe, help us grow. Just want to kind of trying to bring a family-friendly style of sports coverage, you know, where you can watch it, sit down, watch with your kids. I got kids of my own, and there's so many good sports channels out there, but they're just not family-friendly. And I can't watch them with my kids. And so I'm like, well, if I can't find one, then let me be one. Let me be a sports channel on YouTube that is family friendly, that does that you can sit down, watch with your kids, talk sports, and everything else. So we're currently at commercial break. I'm gonna just every once in a while, I think that I get behind on the stream, so we're gonna just refresh it here every commercial break to make sure we're not. All right, here we go. Sproat is up. First pitch is fouled off. No balls and 1 strike. This is Keibert Ruiz is batting for the Nationals today. Keibert Ruiz batting for the Nationals. Jonathan, how's it going? Hope you are doing awesome here today. And we got a ground ball. This ground ball number 4 for Sproat to second base. 3 of the 4 have been to second base as well. Yeah, that's probably true. Family friendly, and then we'll have to just put a disclaimer on anytime we face the Braves or Phillies. How about that? Appreciate everybody hanging out with us. We are both on horizontal and vertical streams today, just trying to build up the watch hours for the channel as quickly as possible. And so I know we reach more fans. You reach new people. By the way, no balls and 1 strike for Sproat here against. I'm going to pull the box score up here. This is Calls. Alex Call is who's batting. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Alex Call. There we go. Oh, this is a fly ball to center field. Tyron Taylor comes in and makes the catch. So 5 up and 5 down. 5 up and 5 down for Brandon Sproat. So, I mean, if you're excited about the future of the New York Mets pitching staff, definitely there. So too wavy. Like I said, I wish you the best of luck. All right. We got Robert Hassel III. He's having a really good spring training for the Nationals. He's hitting .571 in spring training. First pitch is a ball 1 outside. Second pitch is a strike on the outside corner. It's very likely that Sproat would have faced Hassel in the minors previously. Well, hey, I appreciate it so much too, Wavy. Got a foul ball off to the right side. By the way, if anybody wants to email me or whatever, you can just do it at MetropoliFins, which is the channel name here, at gmail.com. MetropoliFins at gmail.com. I can type it in the vertical. All right, here we go. 1 ball, 2 strike. That ball and pitch is outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Remember, Robert Hassel was part of that Juan Soto trade, so that's how he ended up. So I feel like in the end, that didn't really work out well for the Padres. And swing and a miss. Strike 3. Brandon Sproat has pitched 2 perfect innings in spring training. Absolutely phenomenal. It's what you want to see. You want to see when these young guys get their shot. You want to see them just take advantage of it. So, and the Mets did so well that first inning. We're leading off with Acuna. Actually, we're not leading off with Acuna. We shouldn't be. We should be leading off with Jared Young. MLB Game Day is still off. MLB Game Day still doesn't know who's hitting for the Mets. So, all right. So we're at commercial break. Mets are up 2-0. You are not missing any of the action right now. We are MetropoliFins, YouTube's smallest New York Mets and Miami Dolphins channel. But we're here just covering the game for you. That way, if you can't sit and watch it, we've got you covered today. Have some fun discussion. Sounds good, Jonathan. Send that email. Send me those emails. Actually, I have to get the email for this channel set up on my phone so I can see it on my phone as well. So we're commercial break. We are waiting for the Mets to come back. They'll be batting here in the bottom of the second. They got a nice early 2-0 lead. I think Trout hit a home run the other day, right? I think I heard that. They're featuring him on a commercial here. All right, here we go. It is the bottom of the second inning. Mets are up 2-0. I'm going to clarify here. This should be Jared Young. Yeah, Jared Young is up for the Mets. So Jared Young does have a chance of trying to make the team. It may not be super likely. We got a foul ball off to the left side. 2 balls and 1 strike to Jared Young. All right, they're saying Nick Madrigal is probably done for the season. We were doing a Nick Madrigal card giveaway. We're still going to give this card away, but I'm going to throw in something else for the giveaway because I feel so bad. Like we're giving away a card and then the guy hasn't even played like a game for the Mets. I got another foul ball back. It's full count here to Jared Young. All right, sorry about that on our vertical. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties, but we got that. All right, it's 3 balls and 2 strikes to Jared Young. Another foul ball back. Absolutely what you want to see for whoever's leading off the inning. So yeah, Nick Madrigal is out for the season, it sounds like. I know, that's why I'm not going to do a Juan Soto card next, Jonathan. There we go, ripped into right field for a single. And for the second inning in a row, the Mets get the leadoff runner on. That was a really good at bat. So, but this ties into Jared Young because Jared Young would have the potential of maybe taking the spot that Madrigal was going for, which is essentially the spot that backup utility infielder slot, basically. That's the spot. So, all right. Luis Angel Acuna is up. Grounds it to third. And he beats it out. So they get the lead runner at second, but Acuna is fast enough to beat it out. So some good hustle down the line. Absolutely two-way. Put it in the books, right? Yeah, it was a slow enough chopper that Acuna was able to get there. So Mets still have a runner on first in Acuna with now one out here on the bottom of the second. We're back to the top of the lineup. Here is Francisco Lindor. We'll see if Acuna is going to do anything. First pitch is a called strike down the middle. One ball and one strike after that pitch misses. Wow, that was about to be really bad. Foul ball off to the right side. One ball and two strikes on Lindor with Acuna on first. I wonder if this would be a good opportunity for Acuna to try to run. But appreciate everybody being here with us today. We're MetropoliFins. We're YouTube's smallest New York Mets and Miami Dolphins channel. And we're going to be bringing you as much coverage of these games throughout the season as we possibly can. There will be sometimes I can't because of other conflicts and different things like that. But one of the best ways that you can help me out be able to do this more and more is just hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit those watch hours as we build this channel up. And he fouls off strike three. It's caught by the catcher, so that will be 3 strikes. It's kind of a weird play. All right, Juan Soto is up. Juan Soto is up. Luis Angel Acuna is on first. The Mets are up 2-0. Brandon Sproat has pitched 2 perfect innings. Sproat is the Mets' top pitching prospect. That ball gets away, and Acuna advances easily. So now the Mets have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. All right. Ogasawara, I think that's how you say his name, the pitcher for the Nationals, is already on 42 pitches. I'm going to tell you, like, he might not make it through this inning if the Mets string 1 or 2 more hits together because you're going to have people on pretty strict pitch counts. Woo-hoo! Soto ripped it just foul. Just foul down the first baseline. Doesn't Lindor always go on a hot streak after a baby is born? Didn't I hear something like that? All right, 1 ball, 1 strike to Soto here. He rips it. Did he get it? It's high. It's to the fence. It is a Juan Soto home run. Juan Soto home run. We're going to drink 1 soda for Juan Soto. Juan Soto does it again. He does it again, everybody. The ball ricocheted onto the field, so I wasn't sure if it was like out or if it had bounced off the wall, but then I realized, oh, we signed Juan Soto on your birthday, Sharon. 4-0 New York Mets. Let's go. That is going to be it for Ogasawara. So the Nationals are going to do a pitching change right here. So the Mets are up 4-0 in the bottom of the second inning. Brandon Sproat has pitched 2 perfect innings. Well, we gotta make sure all of our bullpen guys can hold this here. So. All right, so we're on commercial break right now. You're not missing anything. And whoever's coming in for the Nationals doesn't have an easy task. All right, here. Not an easy task whatsoever coming up because due up is Alonso and then Nimmo and then Vientos. Does feel good. I wish it was regular season already. I wish it was the real deal, but we're going to take what we got. Absolutely, we're going to take what we got. We're rocking and rolling. So Mets are up 4-0. Hit that like button. If you're watching on vertical, you just double tap that screen. If you're on a desktop on horizontal, hit that like button. We're super excited. Everybody looks chill and relaxed in the Mets dugout. They just all look happy. All right, Pete Alonso is up. First pitch is ball 1 outside. Matt Stafford, restructured contract to be with the Rams. Okay. Ball 2, 2 balls, no strikes for Pete Alonso. Pete gives it a rip. Fly ball. It's not going to get out of here, and it's going to be technically it's going to be a foul out, but he gave that one a ride. Left center short porch. Yeah, I think Soto's going to have some fun. Yeah, I'm seeing that now too, Savage. I know there was some talk about trying to do a Goff or Stafford trade again, but I'm going to assume that that's not going to happen. Well, I mean, these guys, you got to decide, do you want the money or do you want to win? Because it's pretty hard to do both. Savage, why don't you just drop the link to your YouTube and then send people to your Twitch from there. That way we're keeping it within the YouTube. I don't want to. Does that work? Drop your just do it that way. I just don't want to get people too confused in thinking that's for something else. So, but yeah, you can just drop your YouTube if you got like the direct link. All right. Here we go. We're on commercial break. It's 4-0 Mets. Perfect. I'm assuming Sproat's coming out again. I haven't seen any updates to the contrary. Oh, nope, he's not. All right, so we do have a pitching change. Justin Hagenman. All right, so the Mets are – so that's it for Sproat. Sproat pitches 2 perfect innings today, so – Hagenman. Justin Hagenman. All right, Justin Hagenman is coming in for the Mets here. Let's do all for those of you guys on the horizontal. I do think ultimately the horizontal is going to be where we do most of this, but we're going to go ahead and give you some information about Justin. We got a foul ball off to the right side. There. All right, so this is Justin Hagenman. Spring training so far. Pitched in one game. He had 2 innings with 2 strikeouts. And then if we look, last year in AAA, pitched in 28 games. Had 15 starts, went 4-6. What was his whip? 1.32 with a 4.91 ERA. Got a ground ball to third base, fielded by Vientos, thrown over to first, and we've got 1 out in the top of the 3rd inning for Justin Hagenman pitching now. There you go. So Savage Batman does some sports talk as well over on his channel. So if you're watching on Vertical, you can go click on his link. Got a swing and a miss at the first pitch here. This is Pinckney up for the Nationals. Yeah, what are the Jets going to do? I'm a Dolphins fan, so I don't follow the Jets too closely, other than I know I'm supposed to hate them when we play them. What are the Jets going to do? All right, we got a hit. First hit of the afternoon goes through the right side of the infield here. All right. What are the Jets going to do? I don't know what are the Jets. That's your main channel, Savage Batman? All right, sounds good. So that's Savage Batman's main channel. So you can go as a Red Sox fan. And second, let's see, ball's flied out to center field here. Sorry about that. That went really quick. Didn't even get to say who was up. That was Nasim Nunez who flies out. So Nationals have a runner on first with 2 outs. James Wood is up. I appreciate it, Sharon. I've learned to live with it too. So my brother-in-law, he's a Mets-Jets fan. So we partner on Mets stuff, but then we battle on football stuff. And then my other brother-in-law is a Patriots fan. So we have like almost all of the AFC East covered. Nobody's a Bills fan because at least we're that smart. Second pitch is a ball, 2 balls and no strikes. Justin Hagenman pitching to James Wood here. Next pitch, nice strike right down the middle. Really good pitch for Hagenman. Get it to 2-1 instead of being 3-0. That's a really good pitch. All right, 2 balls and 1 strike to James Wood here. Just outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Wow. So he's basically seen it all. Next pitch, nice strike right in the outside corner there. So it's a full count. Justin Hagenman pitching to James Wood. The Mets are up 4-0. Brandon Sproat pitched 2 perfect innings. There are 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning. Oh, he rips it. Where the runner was going on a full count with 2 outs, he goes first to third. So James Wood gets a single. So Nationals have runners on first and third with 2 outs here, with former Met Ahmed Rosario due up. First pitch, swing and a miss to Ahmed Rosario. So Hagenman really needs to battle here. Bear down because, yeah, you got 2 outs. We got runners on first and third. Okay, wow. Woo, swing and a miss, strike 2. I mean, it's kind of weird how institutionalized football is into American culture, and to think like its history is really not that old compared to something like baseball that's been around since the 1800s. Check to swing on what could have been strike 3. 1 ball and 2 strike to Ahmed Rosario. Yeah, I remember talking to my grandpa. You know, he was a baseball fan. He was born early 1900s. He passed away a couple of years ago now, but a huge baseball fan. I think a lot of my love for baseball came from him. So Pop, I miss you for sure. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And I don't have to go to commercial break, so I can keep telling my story here. But yeah, I mean, I remember hearing the stories, you know, because he got to watch, you know, Maris and Mantle and all of that. And it's just some parts that feels like the idea of watching Mickey Mantle play feels so foreign to me. But probably in the same way that watching, you know, well, like I'm trying to think of like the players who came just before I started watching, like the players of the 60s and 70s. You know, Pete Rose is going to be as in a distant of past to my son as like Maris and Mantle were as distant in the past to me. They were just like, they were stories that were told, but it wasn't anything I ever saw. And in fact, by the time I came along, they were just, you know, you'd see them every now and then. They'd show up at an All-Star game or a World Series game or something, but not really. But it is weird how the progression of time goes. But then, relatively speaking, like football's just not that old, at least in terms of the modern Super Bowl era. Let's call it that. And so, all right, so we are on commercial break right now. We're going to the bottom of the 3rd inning. We'll see if everything is caught up here. I think it is. I think they got it all caught up finally. They fixed the box score. It's Brandon Nimmo, Mark Vientos, and Luis Torrens due up. Nimmo walked in his first at bat. Vientos struck out, and Torrens had a key 2 RBI single. So for sure. Well, like, I mean, I just think to my son, like the 69 Mets. I mean, the 86 Mets seem ancient to him. I mean, he's born in the 2010s. So the 86 Mets, like that just 30 years. So like, yeah, the 86 Mets are like what the 50s Yankees were to me. It's crazy. Crazy. All right. Brandon Nimmo is up. First pitch is a ball. Nimmo already got 1 walk and ball 2. You know Nimmo wants to swing the bat here. It's his first game in spring training. He doesn't want to go walk. He rips it down the first baseline. It is fair. Pitcher covers and he grounds out. So there will be 1 out here in the bottom of 3rd. Mets are up 4-0 on a 2 RBI single by Luis Torrens and a 2-run homer by Juan Soto. First pitch to Vientos, swing and a miss. Now, as hot as Brett Beatty has been this spring training, Vientos has been kind of the opposite. However, I think there's probably a little less pressure on Vientos to have to make the team. Woo! It's a pitch in the dirt Vientos swung at. I don't know what he's doing there. That was a really bad swing. All right, see if you can battle with 2 strikes here. Yeah, and then you got that and you got nothing. Hey! Oh, barely. Almost a diving catch. That's going to fall in as a single for Mark Vientos to right field. So Mets didn't get their leadoff hitter on this inning, but they have had somebody on every inning so far. It was good. He went away. You know, you want to go away with a pitch with 2 strikes. Yeah, I mean, I haven't gotten to experience the Dolphins championship, and fan of the Mets. Started. I was young, but I started watching the Mets. 85, 86. Did the Knicks win in 69 too? Because I knew that you had Mets and Jets. I didn't realize. Man, what a great year for New York sports. I guess it was 69 into 70. That's so crazy. New York sports must have been just wild. Because you would have had a championship in what? October? And then January? And then probably May at that time? October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. Terens rips it to right field. The Mets have something brewing again. 1 out, runners on first and second with Tyron Taylor up. "15 years, Savage." How did you come to start liking them? First pitch is a swing and a miss inside. So we got no balls, 1 strike. Tyron Taylor is up. Vientos is on second. Terens is on third. If Terens can keep doing this, I'll do this. And that one is ripped, and that's going to fall in. Vientos is waved in. He is going to score. 5-0, New York Mets. The SmackDown is on. Hey, makes sense, Savage. Is he also a Cowboys fan too? Did you get both your sports from there? It's too bad that you didn't get Red Sox and Patriots. That would have been a really nice combo to have as a fan. It is 5-0, New York Mets. We are the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Mets have scored in every inning. Vientos misread the ball a little bit, but he still scored. There was a throw, but he scored easily without a slide. Jared Young pops this one up. There's runners on second and third. Let's see. Are they going to tag? And he does not tag. Throw comes to home. No play at the plate. So it will remain runners on second and third now with 2 outs. All right, here we go. We are to Luis Angel Acuna, the number 9 hitter for the Mets. That pitch goes over his head. 1 ball, no strikes. Your dad likes the Rams. All right. So where did the Cowboys come from, Savage? Woo! Nice little curveball in there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Got him swinging on that pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mets are up 5-0. Brandon Sproat pitched 2 perfect innings for the New York Mets. What I'm going to do here, actually, next commercial break, that one's inside too. My goodness. Acuna cannot get comfortable in there. I need to remember to start making some notes during these games so I have what I need for a recap. This is part of like learning exactly what I need to do. So I think the plan is I do have time to do a recap after the game. So as soon as the game is over, we will end streams. Of course, that's not for a while. Foul ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Acuna. But we'll come back and do a live post-game show. It'll be pretty quick, summarizing everything that we're seeing here, but trying to keep you guys updated, especially if you're just kind of stuck, not able to watch the game. There's going to be some times that I'll be able to do this, hopefully more and more as the channel grows. Ripped third base, but he fields it. Good pick at first base. That will end the inning. So it is 5-0. I mean, it keeps looking better and better for the Mets too, Wavy. That's for sure. You're just waiting on the deposit. All right. So I've learned from doing this. I need to take some notes during the game. So hold on 1 second. Here, commercial break. I am going to try to find a pen here really quick. I don't know where I got a pen. Hold on, I'll be back. All right, we found a pen, and I found myself a beef stick. We are on a commercial break. You're not missing any of the action right now. Oh, come on, pen. All right, they're going to do a interview with Sproat right now on SNY. Tena for the Nationals rips one into center. Good fielding. Held him to a single here. I'm just kind of listening to the Sproat interview as well. I don't know. What's worse, never making the playoffs or making the playoffs and constantly choking? Having experienced both, I still think I'd rather the hope of making it to the playoffs. All right, so let me give you a little bit of a game reset here. It's 5-0 Mets. We are the top of the 4th. Justin Hagenman is pitching for the Mets. He's given up about 3 hits. It's not been a super sharp performance for him. And is there a difference between choking or just simply losing to a better team? All right, that ball's popped foul back. Keibert Ruiz is batting for the Nationals. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mets are up 5-0. Yeah, Brandon Sproat pitched really, really well. So if you're kind of invested in the future of New York Mets prospects, everything you saw today is good. Keibert taps one to the left side. Vientos throws it, but that will not be in time to be an infield hit. Vientos was playing way far off the line, and Keibert just kind of poked it out there with 2 strikes. So it is no outs, 2 runners on. All right, here we go. I believe it's Alex Call is up. He does a check swing foul ball down the right field line. No balls and 1 strike. So this is definitely the biggest trouble any Mets pitcher's been in today. So we'll see how Hagenman can battle through this. That's a nice pitch. Strike. No balls and 2 strikes. So nice ground ball double play would be nice here, or the strikeouts to set up the double play. So we'll see. We'll see what Hagenman can pull out of the bag here. Thinking a curveball in the dirt right here. Oh, he went high. He went fastball high. That's a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Savage likes making enemies. That was the pitch I thought they were going to throw, but just missed for a ball. So now it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. I expect you got to go at him here. Curveball, foul ball. Remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mets are up 5-0. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Juan Soto has a 2-run homer. Luis Torrens has 2 hits and 2 RBIs. Brandon Sproat pitched 2 perfect innings. Got a grounder up the middle. Could be 2. Shortstop to second, to first. And the Mets get the double play. Double play is here to stay. That does put a runner on third base, but 2 outs there is huge. So you either want to strike, you got runners on first and second, no outs. You either want to strike out or you want the double play. That's a really good turn by Acuna. Lindor to Acuna to Alonso. I believe all the Mets starters are still in. I haven't seen anything. I think. All right, and ground ball to second. Back to Acuna. Throws it over to first to Pete. And the Mets escape another jam. It is 5-0 for your New York Metropolitans. We're going to the bottom of the 4th inning here. Let's I'll kind of reset. Mets have already gone through the lineup twice. So the question is, are the Mets going to start subbing players now? So due up is the top of the lineup. That's what's due up here. That's who is due up here, which is Lindor, Soto, and Alonso. But a reminder, this is spring training, and these players are not going to play the whole game. Now, you might see them get further along in the game, more like 6-7 innings as we get deeper into spring training. But Honestly, the number one thing here is just make sure the mechanics are good and make sure nobody gets hurt. Make sure your mechanics are good. Make sure nobody gets hurt. That's basically all that we're working on and focusing on here. So, yeah. Oh man, if you miss the Jets, I mean, that's the thing. Like for me, with the Dolphins, Sharon. I mean, they've won, but not in my lifetime. But that's how fan loyalty is. You're loyal, and that's just what it's going to be. All right, so we are headed to the bottom of the fourth inning. The Mets have scored in every inning so far. Juan Soto has a 2-run homer. Luis Torrens has 2 hits and 2 RBIs. And Brandon Sproat pitched 2 perfect innings. And Justin Hagenman has not looked super sharp, but he has gotten out of trouble twice. And sometimes that's an important thing, too, is like if you don't have your best stuff, can you still figure out how to get out of the inning? All right, let's see. So it looks like for now, there is a pitching change for the Nationals. Mitchell Parker is going to be coming in. I'll post that on the horizontal live stream. But it looks like for now, Lindor is going to be staying in the game. So it is only the fourth inning. First pitch is a ball in the dirt. Yeah, either one or the other. I mean, my wife is asking, well, why don't you just switch teams? I'm like, because if I switch teams, that team's going to start doing bad anyway. So, Lindor swung at a pitch in the dirt. Bounce away. So that was ball 2 for sure, but it's 1 ball and 1 strike. He was smiling. He knows he shouldn't have swung on that. All right, so here we go. 1 ball, 1 strike to Lindor. Just outside. That was really close. 2 balls and 1 strike to Lindor. Let me bring up a little bit for those of you interested in Mitchell Parker, the current pitcher. The ball is hit up the middle off the pitcher, and he is going to beat it out. Lindor is going to get the infield single. Make sure the pitcher's good. I don't think it got him too hard. He got his glove on it, so he's fine. All right, so Mets have the leadoff runner. The third time in 4 innings, the Mets got the leadoff runner on. And guess who's up? The man, Juan Soto. So someone in the crowd just did a Yankees suck chant. That's kind of funny. First pitch, swing and a miss. Here is Mitchell Parker, horizontal. Here's his stats. He actually did pitch in the majors last year. Pitched in 29 games. Went 7-10. But remember, that's a bad Nationals team. Let's look at some of his 151 innings pitched, 154 hits, 1.3 whip, 4.29 ERA. Just that's a pretty solid season. He was what? 2020 5th-round draft pick by the Nationals. So one of their homegrown talents. And Soto strikes out swinging on a really good pitch. So we are at still 5-0, bottom of the 4th with 1 out. Lindor is on first. Pete Alonso is coming to the. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us. We are covering this Nationals Mets games for you live. If you're not able to sit and watch it, you just want to listen along or hang out with us because you got access to YouTube, but not MLB. That's what we're here for. So hit that like. We want to just keep growing this channel. The more we grow this channel, the more I can do this for you, hang out with you. Talking baseball too, so you guys can bring up any sort of topics you guys want to talk about. This is spring training for me as well. 1 ball and 1 strike to Pete. That pitch 2 just caught the inside corner. So it's a lot that I'm learning to balance. And so I actually would appreciate if you guys got things to talk about. We'll bring up some other topics in between. After this inning, how about we'll do a full scoreboard update of all the games that are currently going on. Pete swings and misses on that. That's just a typical Pete swing and miss, the way that pitch looked. Jerry Seinfeld is at the game once again. I think he was there yesterday, too. That's really cool seeing like someone like Jerry Seinfeld at a spring training game. You know, a lot of celebrities, they only show up to sports when like they can be seen. And of course, he's getting some airtime, but you don't go to spring training games for publicity. You go because you're a fan. So that's cool. Pete fouls it off. It still remains 1-2 for the bottom of the fifth. The Mets are looking impressive in this game. Not a complete starting lineup, but the top five are definitely all their main starters today. So that ball is going to be inside. 2-2 to Pete Alonso here. Lindor is on first. There's one out. Mets are up 5-0. If you're ever missing any details, you need any details of the game, let me know. For sure, New York Yankees. Were you the guy that just yelled Yankees suck in the background? Pete has a ground ball to the right side. Lindor's going to go first to third. Pete is going to slide in safe with a double. What about that? There's some hustle from Pete Alonso. The head first slide. Everybody is loving it. He's smiling. The ball did kind of take a while for the outfielder to get there. It was kind of a nice 2-strike inside out swing. Gary, good. I feel like you have way too many of a list of all those possible variations. Yeah, I'm just. Oh yeah, yeah. He kind of hesitated. Jose Azocar comes in, and he rips a single to left field. It is 6-0 New York Mets. Okay, so Azocar came in for Brandon Nimmo. They didn't even announce him before he got up and hit the ball. So it is 6-0. So Nimmo is done on the day. This is Nimmo's first game today. This game has just been a very nice performance. So Nimmo went 0 for 1 today with a walk. Vientos grounds it to third. Can he beat it out? He does not beat it out, but the run scores. It is 7-0 Mets. A nice job by Vientos. Nice job by Vientos. Just put the ball in play. It's a really good play by the third baseman. I mean, if there was any bobble, Vientos beats that out. Vientos hustled down the line. That's why you want to just put the ball in play. What a nice inning here. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us. There you go. Gary Good, you and Savage Batman are going to be best of friends here. I need to get to a game. I think the Mets are coming to my side of Florida. I got to figure out when that is and see if I can get to one live Mets game for all of you guys. Yeah, and Jonathan, I just mentioned Seinfeld. It's just cool to see a true baseball fan. I don't have much of an opinion on him for his comedy or anything else. Luis Torrens is up. The Mets have scored in every inning. In fact, they've scored 2 runs in every inning except the third. Torrens had a key 2 RBI single. Oh, another sawed-off pitch, but The Nationals are able to catch it, so that is going to be 3 outs. But Mets score 2 more. It is 7-0 New York Mets through 4 innings. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Appreciate you being here with us, cheering on the New York Mets, waiting for the regular season. But until then, we're getting spring training ready here as well. And so the more that we can spread word on this channel, the more I can do these sorts of things, hanging out with you guys. So I appreciate you spending some time here today. Let us know how you're feeling. All right, we're going to do a scoreboard update of all the other games going on. Obviously, they don't mean anything, but I know we got people who follow along with other teams. So let me do a nice little refresh here. All right, the Astros are beating the Cardinals. Hold on. Whoa. That's weird. All right, hold on. Let's go here. All right, the Astros are beating the Cardinals 2-0. That's in the bottom of the 5th. Pirates up on the Rays. Somehow I turned that into Padres. Wow. Pirates up on the Rays 1-0 there. Former Met Tommy Pham is currently batting. Of course, your Mets are up 7-0 on the Nationals. Braves are pitching a no-hitter against the Marlins. That sounds about right. Up 2-0. Twins have a 6-1 lead against the Orioles. Blue Jays are up 6-2 on the Tigers. And for those of you following the Red Sox, they are beating the Phillies 3-1 with the bases loaded in the top of the 4th. So those are the games that are currently going on. There's a couple of games, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 games slated to start at 3 p.m. And if you want some night baseball, there's one game starting at 6:30. This is the Eastern time zone. Yankees hosting the Blue Jays. And there's 2 games that are going to be later night games, like 8 o'clock, 8 and 8:40 games. So I don't know what the stats are on that, Savage. I really don't know what the stats are. Spring training, it's pretty hard. There have been a few. All right, Jose Butto is in for the Mets. I'm going to guess there's a bunch of other replacements here too. So I'm going to post some of these here if I see any more. Mets legend John Franco is currently being interviewed. Woo! Did that hit him? It did. It barely nicked him, but I mean, the pitch was way inside, but he got mostly out of the way. So the Nationals are going to get their leadoff runner on. There you go. Thank you, Batman, for the update on the Red Sox. Appreciate you. All right. Budo's got to kind of bear down now. Pitch 1 is ball 1 outside. Not close. So Budo's a little wild here to start this inning. The Mets have not given up a run. They are currently up 7-0. That's a good pitch. Got a swing and a miss there. Yeah, the Red Sox are whopping the Phillies. Whopping. I love it. That's a good term. And they still have the bases loaded to the top of the 4th. Ball is grounded, foul, barely foul, down the 3rd baseline. And not only did Sogard score, Savage scored on a bases loaded walk. Who's pitching for the Phillies? Some guy I've never heard of, Ayogi. Koyo Ayogi. So he's from Japan. All right, 1 ball, 2 strike. That's a strike. Strike 3 called. Absolutely froze him. Nice comeback by Butto here. Jose Butto. 7-0 Mets. Top of the 5th. 1 out. Yeah, Yogi Bear cooked. Aoyagi, maybe. Here, I'll show you the. I don't know anything about him other than signed as free agent from Japan. Ball is pop foul out of play. Nope, that's not the right one. Here's the one. File picture up. You can see that's who's pitching for the Phillies right now. Aoyagi. Got the next guy swinging though. Ooh. Turin's just had his glove hit by the batter. Is that going to be catcher's interference? I'm not sure what that. Wow, that hurts. Oh, no, it wasn't hit by the batter. It's just the ball caught like right on the heel of the glove. That's all. That doesn't look too bad. Just like painful, but not like crazy injury. Here we go. 7-0 Mets. No balls and 2 strikes. Jose Butto is pitching to Nunez of the Nationals. That's a nice little curveball. Bouncer, chopper up the middle. I don't think he tried to tag the runner. Couldn't quite do it. Just got the shirt out at first. That was Lindor who fielded that. So with a 7-0 lead, there's no need to be risky there. Probably could have done some crazy play to either try to tag him or throw back and get the lead runner, but his momentum was going too fast the other way, so gets out at first. There will be 2 outs with a runner on second. Well, Yogi strikes out 2 guys in a row. All right, that's enough of Phillies stuff that I don't care about. Savage Batman's giving a pitch by pitch. All right, first pitch to James Wood of the Nationals. Just a bit outside, 1 ball and no strikes. All right, it's 2 balls and no strikes here to James Wood. The Mets are up 7-0 in the top of the 5th. Jose Butto is pitching for the Mets. Call that one a strike at the very top of the zone, I think. At least the new zone that they're using. I'm getting distracted because they're interviewing former Met John Franco. Oh, that's a nice pitch. Ooh, that's called a ball. Challenge. They're not going to challenge it. I thought that was a strike. Wow. And that's ball 4. Both that was close. I would challenge that. Apparently, my eye for the strike zone is not as good as theirs. All right. Nationals have 2 runners on with 2 outs on top of the 5th. One got on by a hit by pitch, one on by a walk. So no hits given up by Butto. First pitch by former Met Ahmad Rosario is a swing and a miss. So Butto gets out ahead. This has been kind of a tougher inning, I think, than Butto wanted here. Not that many pitches. All right, we got a fly ball. Short right field, or actually deep second base is where it's going to be fielded by Luis Angel Acuna. And the Mets get out of the inning. So Mets shutout continues. It is 7-0 Mets. All right. So let's see if the Mets are going to start subbing anybody now. I wonder if we're going to. All right, here's who is due up: Tyron Taylor, Jared Young, Luis Angel Acuna. So 7, 8, and 9. I wouldn't be surprised if they all hit, but I wonder if after that, if the Mets are going to start subbing players out here. I don't know who's available today, but the Mets have. I'll show you this. I think this is kind of funny. The Mets have 3 De Los Santoses currently in spring training with them. I'll show it right here. 3 De Los Santoses, second base, third base, and left field. None of them are hitting anything crazy, but yeah, there's 3 De Los Santoses for the New York Mets. All right, we're on commercial break, so you're not missing anything. Excited to have you here with us today. The Mets are obviously doing really well, being up 7-0. Future Mets pitching prospect Brandon Sproat pitched 2 perfect innings. Luis Torrens had 2 hits and 2 RBIs. Juan Soto had a 2-run homer. It has just been a good game. 7 runs on 10 hits for the Mets so far this game. And it's going to be no balls and 2 strikes right away to Tyron Taylor. So the Mets have scored in every inning. They've gotten the leadoff runner on in every inning except for one. See what they can do here. Oh, he got into it, but it's going to be knocked down. It's going to be a fly out to left field. It sounded really good off the bat, but it did not make it. So 1 out in the bottom of the 5th inning here. Showing some dogs at the beach. Jared Young is now batting for the Mets. First pitch is a ball, 1 ball, and no strikes. Second pitch is also a ball, 2 balls, no strikes. That's a called strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. I just want to look up Jared Young's stats here really quick for the spring. Let's see how he's doing. So he's 3 for 7. Obviously, it's not a ton of things, but 3 for 7 with a run. So putting the ball into play. All right. Grounder to first, and he is put out there. So Jared Young is retired. The Mets are in danger of not scoring any runs in an inning for the first time this game. Oh. Sources. New York Giants are discussing veteran quarterbacks to bring in, including, who do you think the New York Giants are thinking about bringing in? Your boy, Aaron Rodgers. Like, Acuna, Grounder totally eats up Nunez. And the Mets will at least get a base runner. Acuna is alive, and they'll turn the lineup over. Nunez has had a tough defensive day at shortstop there. I don't know if they're going to call that an error or... All right, Lindor does remain in the game. I'm kind of surprised. Quickly gets behind, no balls, and 2 strikes. I was thinking that they might start sub. Maybe they'll sub on the defensive side. The hitting's not as big of a deal, I guess. So Lindor is down, no balls, 2 strikes. Luis Angel Acuna is on first. Grounder to shortstop. Nunez redeems himself, tosses it to second. That will retire the side. For the first time today, the Mets do not score in their inning, in their half inning. However, they do remain on top 7-0. We'll see if this is the inning here now as we go to the top of the 6th. So basically all your Mets starters, except for Nimmo, they did pull Nimmo out early, not because of injury, but just because it's his first game back. But yeah, it looks like this is they're letting most of the starters get a little bit deeper into these games. Of course, that's what spring training is all about. You're trying to just build up your stamina, make sure you stay healthy, do all of that. Well, I appreciate everybody hanging out. Please hit that like, hit that subscribe as we come on in, hanging out with you guys. Trying to do our absolute best to give you quality New York Mets and Miami Dolphins coverage on MetropoliFins, YouTube's smallest New York Mets and Miami Dolphins channel. So appreciate everybody hanging out with us here today. We are commercial break, so you are not missing a thing. We will be back with the action as soon as the action is back. We're still at commercial break here. We're waiting for the game to come back. And we'll let you know if there's any sort of defensive substitutions. Oh, yeah, there's a slew of them. All right. We've got a whole bunch of new guys coming. I'm going to copy and paste them in the horizontal live stream. I'll read them out for everybody. Wyatt Young replaces Francisco Lindor, playing shortstop. Alex Ramirez replaces Juan Soto, playing right field. Ryan Clifford, he had the big 2-run homer the other day, comes in, replaces Pete Alonso at first base. Jeffrey De Los Santos replaces Mark Vientos, batting 5th and playing 3rd. Jackson Reitz replaces Luis Torrens, especially after his hand got hurt last inning. Jet Williams replaces Tyron Taylor. And remember, Brandon Nimmo's already been replaced as well. Luke Ritter replaces Luis Angel Acuna. So that's 7 subs for the Mets. Quickly ahead 0-2. Huascar, if I'm saying it right, Brazoban is pitching for the Mets. Gets a quick first out. Casey, how's it going? Hope you are doing awesome here today. So you get a good look at some of the Mets' top prospects here. All the starters are out at this point in time, except maybe our DH. I don't know if we're going to sub our DH out, but I don't know if they're going to sub out Jared Young. But all the defensive starters are now out of the game. Nimmo was the only one who didn't come out this inning, and Azakar came in and replaced him earlier. Nimmo had a walk in two plate appearances today. 1 ball and 1 strike to Keibert Ruiz. That's fouled back. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Soto did play today, and Soto did hit a home run today, KC. They're talking right now about Ryan Clifford, which is the Mets first baseman of the future, potentially. All right. So very quickly, we have 2 outs. I was going to look up Brazoban's stats here. First pitch is a called strike here. This is to Alex Call. If you're on the vertical live stream, I'm going to bring up the Brazoban stats for you. Before this inning ends, well, it might not be on time. There's a ground ball to third base, thrown over, and he is out. And he is out at first. And so that will end the top of the 6th inning. A really nice, easy inning for Brazoban. Here are his stats from last year. So came over, I believe, at the trade deadline to the Mets. Yeah, I know. It's really cool. I like when there's games that start at different times, especially once the regular season starts. I know they're not the greatest for like attendance, but as a baseball fan, I love when there's baseball that just starts at noon and goes all the way through till midnight or 1 a.m. That's just a good baseball day. So with the Mets last year, Brazoban pitched 21 innings in 19 games, gave up 12 runs, 18 hits. Now remember, when you're a reliever, your ERA can get inflated very quickly by like 1 bad inning. Let's see what his whip was. 1.52, so a little on the higher end for his whip. We'll see if he gets a second inning. I think he's going to get a second inning because that was just way too fast. So, yeah, so for you football fans, ESPN is reporting that the New York Giants are interested in Aaron Rodgers. And as Savage Batman broke to us previously, Matthew Stafford restructured his deal to stay with the Rams. They restructured it so they can have money to bring in other pieces that they need. So we're currently out of commercial break. Mets are coming up. You're going to see a bunch of names that maybe you're not as familiar with, even if you are a Mets fan. So based on the new updates here, we're going to pick up in Juan Soto's spot in the lineup. And it looks like Jet Williams is going to be leading off. So, yep, Jet Williams will be leading off. First pitch is a ball, low and outside. Pitch 2, he fouls off, out of play to the right side. Jet Williams is looking to have a good comeback season and continue to progress through the minor leagues. Really like to see him give a nice rip right here. Balls inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. And he rips one fielded by the third baseman, but nowhere near in time. We got another infield single. That's like five infield either hits or reached on errors today. So he flew down the line. All right. So let's see who's coming up now. Ryan Clifford. So the next future of the Mets. All right, we're going to do what I need to do to get things going. We're going to do some stretching here. Appreciate everybody. Ryan Clifford hit a 2-run homer, I believe, yesterday or 2 days ago. So let's see if you can do it again here. That's called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Ryan Clifford. Everybody can say hi to my chair. Not as famous as Tom Grassi's chair, but chair nonetheless. That's high. 2 balls and 1 strike. So they're saying Clifford needs to work on getting rid of his strikeouts. That tends to be a thing, especially for bigger guys and power hitters. Trying to limit that, put the ball into play more, especially as you're going for home runs. That's a strike down the middle. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Clifford. All right, let's see what we got. That's outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So full count to Ryan Clifford. And a swing and a miss. He does go down swinging here. So Jet Williams remains on first. There's 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. So I appreciate everybody hanging out with us here today, following along with this New York Mets game. All right, we got a pitching change. I'm going to use this opportunity to go get a little bit of a snack. I need a little bit of food, a little bit of energy, and then we'll be right back. I got me some goldfish, so we're ready to go. We'll let you know who is coming in here for the Nationals in just a few minutes. Munching on some goldfish. I'm out of drink too, so hold on, I'm going to get some water. We're still on commercial break. Last season was just such a magical season for the Mets. Showing highlights from it. All right, the pitching change for the Nationals here. Cole Henry replaces Mitchell Parker. Jose Azocar is coming on in. He replaced Nimmo, I believe, if I'm following that correctly. Yeah, he came in for Nimmo and already got a hit, so he's up a second time today. That hit him. Got him. Hit him right on the hand. Oh, forearm. It is 7-0. New York Mets here in the bottom of the sixth. Mets have runners on first and second. Luke Ritter is now batting. He worked his way all the way up to Syracuse last year. He is a 2019 draft pick of the New York Mets. That ball is high. Cole Henry is just wild coming in the game here. That was going to be ball 3, and he swung at that one. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes on Luke Ritter here. Oh, man, he swung at some pitches he shouldn't have swung at that at bat. Strikes out swinging. So Mets still have 2 on with 2 outs. They're saying Ohtani is going to play today for the first time this spring. Jackson Reitz now batting for the Mets. Sawed off. This could be another infield hit. Nope, he cannot beat it out because he's a catcher. All right, at the end of 6, the Mets lead 7-0. So thank you all for hanging out with us here today. I'm going to enjoy some goldfish here while we're on commercial break. All right, so here's the full Mets reset here. Mets are up 7-0. Brandon Sproat pitched 2 perfect innings for the Mets. Luis Torrens has 2 hits and 2 RBIs. Juan Soto hit a 2-run homer. The Mets have basically dominated this game from start to finish. We're to the point where all the backups are in. The Mets have 7 runs on 12 hits so far in this game. Brandon Nimmo played his first game of the season. He got him on with a walk in the first. Just had 2 at-bats today. Played out in the field. They're not going to push him too hard because he's a little bit behind everybody else. But yeah, it's been just a really good performance by the Mets from start to finish. All right, Yaxel Rios is pitching for the Mets. Gets ahead 0-2 right away on Robert Hassel III. Hassel is definitely a huge prospect for this team. Mets are up 7-0. We're in the top of the 7th inning. That ball is high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That's also high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rios is pitching like 98 miles an hour here. That one's high and inside. So after being up 0-2, he is now even the count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And he loses them after being ahead 0-2. He walks them 4 straight pitches. Oh, they're going to challenge the call. Hold on. It's a ball. All right, I'll be right back. Hold on. All right, here we go. We're going to come on back here, see what we can get going here. All right, I'm going to throw up the stats for Yaxel Rios, who is pitching for the Mets. I'm going to throw that up on the horizontal live stream. So Yaxel hasn't pitched in the majors since 2023 with the A's. All right, this ball is popped up. Right fielder's camping under it. That's going to be an out. This inning is going kind of slow. Where is it? Yaxel Rios. He is just it's kind of a slow start to this inning. Let's see if we can get some momentum going here, though. Mets are up 7-0. This is Darren Baker at the plate. Dusty Baker's son. First pitch. Strike. That ball is low. 2 balls and 1 strike on Dusty Baker's son, Darren Baker. Mets are up 7-0. We are the top of the 7th. Brandon Sproat had 2 perfect innings pitched. Luis Torrens had 2 hits and 2 RBIs. And Juan Soto did the bomb Soto again. We got a grounder down to third. Got the runner at second. But Baker beats it out at first. So it'll be a fielder's choice. There'll be 2 outs here. Juan Soto had a 2-run homer earlier in the game. And so Soto looks like he's just ready for the regular season to begin at this point. First pitch here. Brady House, another prospect of the Nationals. No balls and 1 strike. Pretty much all Mets starters, not pretty much, all Mets starters are out of the game. One ball, 1 strike to Brady House. Here we go. Here's the pitch. It's a strike. It's kind of low. Is he going to challenge it? He's not. He could have. I think that was a ball. I understand why he was looking at that one. He was thinking about challenging that one. Ball is low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. There are 2 outs here at the top of the 7th inning. Mets are up 7-0. Fouled it off. It will remain 2 balls and 2 strikes. He rips one down the right field line. Ramirez cuts it off, throws it in. And go first to third on that. So the Nationals will have runners on first and third. It's their best scoring opportunity they've had in quite a few innings. There are 2 outs here, though, too. All right, Rios is coming out of the game, so the Mets are going to have a pitching change here. We'll let you know who it is as soon as we know who it is. All right, we're waiting to see. They're still calling a mound visit here, but I think somebody else is coming in the game. So we're going to have to wait and see what that looks like, who it is, see if they announce it on Gamecast before the commercial break is over. Cameron Foster. There we go. Cameron Foster. So we'll look up Cameron Foster, learn a little about him. Here we go. Cameron Foster. 2022 14th round draft pick of the New York Mets. So far this spring training, he's pitched in 1 game, 2 innings, 1 strikeout. 4.5 ERA. Last year he played with Binghamton. So that's what we got Not too much. Played in Binghamton last year with, let's see, I'm just looking at some of his stats here. How many games did he pitch in? I don't want to advance with the basic stats here. He was 4-2 last season, pitched in 71 innings in 27 games, 3.64 ERA, and a whip of 1.49. So that's who's pitching now for us. For the Mets, it is Cameron Foster. Nationals have runners on first and third. 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Mets have a 7-0 lead. Balls high, 1 ball and 2 strikes for Cameron Foster, pitching to Morales of the Nationals. Mets are up big. They have dominated this game from start to finish. The Nationals are threatening to score here. That looks like a nice pitch and a called third strike. Really good job by Foster to come in right there and get the strikeout with runners on first and third, keeping the Nationals off the board. Mets lead 7-0 midway through the 7th inning. It is time for the 7th inning stretch. I definitely need it today, that's for sure. All right, we are on a commercial break right here. You're not missing any of the action. We'll be back with you. Let you know who is tentatively due up. Now, of course, at this point in the game, all sorts of players can be subbed in or out, but this is who is due up at least. Alex Ramirez, Jared Young, and which De Los Santos, because there's 3 of them. Jeffrey De Los Santos. All right, we'll give you a full score update here, too, of everything that's going on. Bunch of games are roughly where we are, and a few games just started. I think like 3 or 4 games are starting right between like 3 and 3:30. All right, so here's what we got. Currently, Astros are up 3-0 on the Cardinals. Pirates lead 3-2 over the Rays. The Twins are winning 7-5 over the Orioles. That's 7th inning stretch time there as well. The Blue Jays, where'd you go, Blue Jays? Blue Jays are beating the Tigers 10-6 in the 7th inning. Braves are still no-hitting the Marlins. So they actually put a no-hitter alert up. That's kind of funny. All right, Alex Ramirez is up for the Mets now. Leading off, he has been in the minors here. He's kind of taken some steps back, so we need to get him going. Maybe he can get his career turned around, get back on pace. He was definitely one of the Mets' top prospects just a couple of years ago, but he's definitely fallen off. Oh, yeah, the rest of the scoreboard, too. There you go. Little grounder to short. It's going to be another infield hit. It is. He beats it out. So that's good. At least he gets to first there, gets an infield hit. It's been so many infield hits and errors and stuff today. So, yeah, there's a Braves-Marlins no-hitter going on that they're actually tracking. And then Red Sox over the Phillies, 4-1. Brewers and Giants just started. That's 0-0. Rockies and Guardians are 0-0, top of the first. Reds and Athletics. and Cubs and Rangers. All nothing in the first inning for all those games. All right, so this is Kevin Parada is coming in for Jared Young as the designated hitter. He is also a catcher. Ball hit him. Hit him on the elbow. Was it also a foul ball? Yeah, I guess it hit the knob of the bat and his hand at the same time, so it hurts. But it also is going to count as a foul ball, not a hit by pitch. That ball's inside as well. Got out of the way. 3 balls and 1 strike to Kevin Parada. Progress of this game has really slowed down. It was moving, it was exciting, and it's really gotten slow here the last few innings. They just swung at ball 4. That was inside. So he swung at ball 4. He had a foul off that also hit him. That was inside. It's been like 5 pitches inside so far. Then he takes strike 3 after all of that. I think he was just done with that at bat. He didn't want to have to. He was just done. All right. So one of the De Los Santos is in camp. Mets have 3. Jeffrey De Los Santos is up. No balls and 1 strike. That one's going to be inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Mets do have a runner on first. There is 1 out. Mets have a runner on first, 1 out. They are up 7-0 in the bottom of the 7th. They scored all their runs in the first 4 innings. That's outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. All right, here we go. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jeffrey De Los Santos. He came in the game as a replacement for Luis Angel Acuna. And then he is batting in the 9 hole, so we'll go back to the top of the order after this, where Lindor was hitting in the 1 hole, but now it's Wyatt Young who has taken over that place. And that's a swing and a miss, and he is out. So, again, as you start to move down to more of the prospects, this is just what tends to happen. These games, the action slows down. It's kind of advantage pitcher, I think, in a lot of these situations as well. All right, 1 ball, no strike. Here. This is Wyatt Young batting in Francisco Lindor's place. The leadoff role also took over for him at shortstop. Fouled off. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Wyatt Young here. Hitting for the Mets. Mets are up 7-0. Foul ball off to the left side. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mets are up 7-0. Been a good performance by the starters. That's mainly what you're looking at. Everything else is just kind of fun. Fun watching some of these prospects get their chances and stuff like that. Brandon Sproat pitched 2 perfect innings for the Mets. Fouled it off again. Battling with 2 strikes. I like it. I like the 2-strike battle. That one is high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. High, ball 3, full count. Wyatt Young. Mets got a run on first. He'll be going with 3 balls and 2 strikes and 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Nationals versus Mets. Mets are up 7-0. He hits a fly ball, but it's going to be pretty short. The center fielder gets under it. And the inning is over. It still remains 7-0. Mets scored 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, and 2 in the fourth. And that's been it. Nationals only have 5 total hits. We'll let you know if there's going to be a pitching change or any other defensive replacements for the Mets here shortly. We're in between innings, so you are not missing a thing. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us here today. Watching a little bit of Mets baseball here. Feels like spring training just drags on. Like I just want to get to the regular season. I know the players aren't ready yet, but I'm ready. I am ready. We are on a commercial break as we speak. All right, Kevin Parado is going to remain in the game as the designated hitter. We do have a pitching change for the Mets in the top of the 8th inning here. Luis Moreno is coming in for Cameron Foster. Luis Moreno. We'll do what we've been doing with all these guys, pulling up some stats as we go. If you're watching on the horizontal live stream, you'll get to see those on the screen. All right, Luis Moreno, he's bounced all over the minors, really, for the last 8 or 9 years. So, all right. Here we go. Lipscomb is up for the Nationals here. Mets are up 7-0. Apparently, I need another 7th inning stretch here, but waiting for the top of the 8th to begin here. First pitch is called strike. No balls and 1 strike. This is Luis Moreno now pitching for the Mets. This game looks to be fairly well in hand, 7-0. Second pitch, called strike. No balls and 2 strikes. coming out, pitching strikes. Lipscomb's going to step out of the box, use his timeout. Tends to be the most common time you see it right after they get their 2 strikes. Have the chance to step out, take a break, reset. Ooh, and he went fishing on a pitch that was low and outside. That's strike 3. Good first batter here for Luis Moreno. Now due up. Again, I don't know all the players from the Nationals. I don't even know all the players from the Mets that are playing in these games, but we've got Wallace. Wallace is up for the Nationals here. First pitch, a little bit high. 1 ball, no strikes. We got foul ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Wallace here. There you go. 2 balls, 2 strikes, top of the 8th, 1 out. Luis Moreno pitching for the Mets. And he got him swinging as well. It's back-to-back strikeout swing this inning. Moreno's looking good. Got some good movement on his pitches. Good location movement inside, outside. Definitely attacking the top part of the zone. It's definitely what we are seeing here. Here we go. New batter up is Knizner for the Nationals. Mets are up 7-0. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Let's see if Moreno can strike out the side here. That would be really impressive for him. Mets up 7-0. Juan Soto has a 2-run homer today. We'll see. And did he go? He did. He struck out the side, swinging. What a great inning for Luis Moreno. Mets are up 7-0 midway through the 8th inning. We're going to commercial break. Tell you who is due up for the Mets. Again, everything could change here, but if the Mets don't sub anyone else, it's Jet Williams, Ryan Clifford, and Jose Azocar are the next 3 that are due up for the Mets. Now, there's a possibility that some of these guys are going to be subbed out. This will be the Mets' last at-bats, most likely, barring a mega collapse in the top of the 9th. The Mets will not hit again. But if you're going to have anybody up that you want to see, Jet Williams and Ryan Clifford are 2 of the Mets' top prospects that definitely you want to see. See what they can do. Just because it's a low-pressure game that doesn't mean anything to the team doesn't mean that it doesn't mean things to these players. They're battling for roster spots. They're battling for playing time. They're battling for which level in the minors. There's all sorts of things at stake. So stuff that you and I maybe think are inconsequential to some of these guys, they mean a really big thing. So Jet Williams, Ryan Clifford, Jose Azocar, the next 3 due up for the Mets. We're going to do one last stretch. We'll do a end of the 8th inning stretch one last time here. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us here today. Mets are up 7-0. This is their last chance to tack on some runs. We'll see if Moreno gets a little more playing time here, if he's going to pitch the ninth as well. If they got somebody else that they're planning on bringing in. But we've been with you through this entire game, getting ready to celebrate a New York Mets victory. All right, the Nationals are bringing a new pitcher, and Andrew Lara already got a pitch comm issue right from the start here. So all right, Jet Williams will be leading off for the Mets here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Mets are up 7-0. Brandon Sproat had 2 perfect innings. Juan Soto hit another home run. Luis Torrens looked really impressive behind the plate. So he had 2 hits and 2 RBIs for the Mets today too. So, I mean, if you can have a catcher who can actually be an offensive force on the days when your main catcher is not playing, in our case, Francisco Alvarez, that definitely helps. All right, first pitch is high and inside. Jet Williams at the plate. Next pitch, low. Andre Lara seems to be very wild here right from the start. That one's outside. He does not swing. Jet Williams is up, by the way. Jet Williams does not swing. This is Mets' last at-bats, barring a major collapse here in the bottom of the 8th, up 7-0. And he just walks on 4 pitches. And I'm going to tell you, not one of those was close. Closest thing to a strike that entire at-bat was Jet Williams almost waved at ball 3. But none of those pitches were close to the strike zone. So Ryan Clifford, New York Mets, first baseman of the future, potentially, is coming up now. First pitch swings and misses. No balls and 1 strike. Last inning, he struck out. That's been one of his bigger problems that he's trying to work through, is getting rid of the strikeouts. But it's hard when you're a power hitter, because one of the ways to do that is to do that. Chopper down to first. They're not going to be a play at second. So Clifford will be out at first, but Jet Williams will move up to second here now. So Mets have a runner on second, 1 out, bottom of the 8th, up 7-0. We'll see who is going to be pitching for the Mets in the top of the 9th here. Mets have a shutout going. Do the Braves still have a no-hitter going? No, the Marlins got their hit. They were doing no-hitter alerts for a spring training game. So pitch 1 is inside. This is Jose Azocar, who is up for the Mets here. That is high, ball 2. He swings and misses. 2 balls and 1 strike for Azocar here. Jet Williams is on second in scoring position. If you're a fan of insurance runs, this would be one that you'd want to get home. Ooh, it's a little high, it looked like, but said dropped in for a strike. That pitch is fouled off as well. Remains 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jose Azocar. Jet Williams on second. I've noticed just overall this spring, the Mets' 2-strike approach has been just really good. That ball is fouled off as well. Remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. So if you got any questions about anything that happened in this game previously, let me know. We'll do my best to fill you in on anything that you missed. That ball's in the dirt. 3 balls and 2 strikes. We got a full count here on the Mets. And he got him swinging. That's going to be 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Luke Ritter is coming up for the Mets. All right, Luke Ritter's up. 1 ball, no strikes here. Bottom of the 8th inning. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mets are up 7-0. Going to go to the top of the 9th, looking to get 3 outs. Get out of here with the W. Get out of here without any major injuries. A couple hit batters today. Swings, shoots it out to right field. Right fielder gets there, camps under it. And that is going to be the 3rd out of the inning. So this is it. We're going to the top of the 9th. Nationals need 7 runs here to tie, 8 to take the lead. So we'll see if there's anything left. I'll let you know as soon as we see if there is a pitching change for the Mets. All right, we're on commercial break, so you're not missing anything. Just listening to some baseball zen. Thank you for being with us here. The Mets are trying to put away a victory. They're up 7-0 going to the top of the 9th. We're just waiting to see if there is going to be a pitching change or if Luis Moreno, who just struck out the side the last inning, is going to come back one more time. I just want to see what his pitch count was. He only had 12 pitches. I think there's a fairly good chance they're going to bring Moreno back in here for sure. So all right, we are still on commercial break. I feel like this is a really long commercial break. I'm falling asleep here. I'm tired. I've been working hard this week. Here we go. It looks like Luis Moreno is going to remain in the game for the Mets. He struck out the side in the top of the 8th. So Luis Moreno is going to try to finish out the game, I guess. We'll see. He might, if he hits a pitch count, they'll probably have one other pitcher. All right, there you go. First pitch is a called strike 1. Mets are leading 7-0. Juan Soto had a 2-run homer today. Luis Torrens, 2 hits and 2 RBIs. Brandon Sproat pitched 2 perfect innings to start the game off. Second pitch is low and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Lyle. I don't know who this is. Lyle batting for the Nationals. That's low and inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Got a foul ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Oh, and he got him swinging. Moreno has looked really good. I think Luis Moreno has worked his way into the post-game report here. I'm learning. You got to take notes during the game, or else you're not going to remember everything that you want to cover here. First pitch, strike one. Wow, top of the zone, strike two. I think that was a ball, but call it strike two. Moreno has struck out everyone he's faced so far. And strike three. He struck 5 in a row swinging. This is an impressive performance. I know it's not against the top tier, but it doesn't matter. It's not like these are schlubs. These are like top prospects and everything. That's 5 straight strikeouts in a row by Luis Moreno, and all 5 are swinging. So this is it. There's 1 out left to get, and the game will be over. First pitch, ball 1. Call strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Foul ball, 2 balls, 2 strikes. They're 1 strike. Nationals down their last strike for the Mets to try to put this game in the books. They are winning 7-0. Beautiful performance by the Mets all the way around today. Ooh. Oh, he almost got him to go. Nope. Carlos De La Cruz stayed alive barely. He almost swung at it. So it's full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Luis Moreno has struck out 5 in a row swinging. So here we go. Let's try one more time. Can he get one more? One more strikeout to end the game and put this in the books? We shall see. 3 balls, 2 strikes. He got him! Swinging! That's 6 strikeouts in a row swinging. 6 Ks swinging in a row. That was an impressive performance. Whether or not Moreno will make a team or not, that was still impressive. Well, want to thank everybody for hanging out with us. We are MetropoliFins. We're YouTube's smallest New York Mets and Miami Dolphins channel. This game is officially over. It is 7-0 New York Mets. We'll put that up on the screen for the yet. Sproat gets credit for the win. So 2 perfect innings for Sproat. Absolutely splendid game for the Mets. Juan Soto with a 2-run homer. We're going to quickly, give me like 5 minutes. I'm going to do a quick little recap video. We'll get that up and wrap up our coverage for the day. Make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe. Let's go Mets!